Okay, so last we left off, you guys had just spoken with the Emerald Queen.
Mm-hmm.
You have been given permission to wander around the city as you like, but she does want an answer as to whether you can help her with her General Vascalam problem and in reuniting the two factions. So, as she has left, what would your group like to do?
Well, we need to discuss it.
As Spock is not here to speak for himself, I will just say Spock is pretty okay with the idea of getting the two groups of elves to get back together and on a working relationship again.
They don't exactly have to be lovers, but having them not fighting each other would be very beneficial. Getting a lot of background noise from somebody's mic.
Who would it be?
I think it's you, Catfish. Like I'm getting like random pops and crackles.
Oh yeah, that was me. I was playing with something in my hand. I didn't know it was picking up.
Okay. Sorry about
that. Jevif has no qualms with helping out, or giving it at least the appearance of helping out.
Well, isn't it kind of like on our to-do list anyways? I mean, on the way there.
That to-do list keeps getting bigger. We need to start crossing items off, less putting them on.
Okay. We could do that.
Do we have...
So do you guys want to walk around then and then let her know? Or I thought we had already let her know we would be able to do that. Or
we were supposed to tell her by the end of the day?
Yeah. She said that she would grant an audience if you guys had something before tomorrow, but she would want you to be there by tomorrow evening and have an answer for her.
Okay. And then what time of the day is it now? Is it?
It's about mid-afternoon.
Okay.
The problem is, don't we have to be back at that other town?
We have to be back. Well, our objective was coming here. We can go back to the other town on our way back to the camp.
It wasn't there a time frame that we had to be back at that town?
Yeah, though? It was 2 days from when we left.
So we need to discuss with her what our time frame might be for this task.
Okay.
Well, this would, yeah.
You guys get the impression that this task is expected to take a while, so you would be given more time than like a couple weeks. Probably around a month to a month and a half to complete this task.
That's good. That's good.
So do you guys want to move to get an audience with her again and give her the information? Or
yeah, let's do that, and then we can walk around the town. And then, do you guys want to go back or stay the night? Because it's already the middle of the day, and it took us like what, half a day to get here.
Mm-hmm.
We'll
So
spend the
if
night
we
here.
left-
Might give us an opportunity to gain information we need to complete this task.
Yeah, exactly. and then leave in the morning and go back, and then we'd have half a day there to stay. And then the next day it would be when we would have to be back, I guess. Is that how it works? I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. Then there we go.
All right. So, we'll just say that you guys speak to a guard. It's not an issue. She comes back with, not the Emerald Queen, but one of her ambassadors comes back with a scroll of diplomacy for your group to get you in to speak with General Basculon and speak on her behalf, so that he knows that you guys aren't like just trying to swindle him.
Okay.
Now you guys are free to explore the town.
Okay.
Where would you like to go?
Why is my character sheet dark? Did they update them?
I'm not
Did
sure.
Roll20 get updated?
What do you mean?
Well, 20's
Because my
constantly-
characters are... It's different.
Well, 20's constantly being updated.
Yeah, I'm like, it's different. It's got color.
I would like to case each room one by one.
Okay, well, you're in like a small tent right now. It's kind of like set up for visitors.
Yeah, I don't like that tent.
You don't like this tent?
I
How much
want the
stuff
ones
have
that
you
aren't
already
set up
taken
for
from this
visitors.
tent? Oh, I can get princess. Is that the Jevet?
Yeah, I'm not seeing any difference.
What's the rug made out of in here?
No.
It was made from the butt of a skunk. A skunk butt rug.
Give me an investigation check. The fibers themselves seem to be created from. You're not sure what the material is, but you know this rug's fairly expensive. It's a rug for more royalty and for ambassadors, and made to impress people, important people.
He's just gonna make a mental note of that.
Okay. He doesn't want to like roll up the rug and like try to throw it over his back or over his shoulder.
Not until they're on their way out.
Okay. Loving Jeffers' decision making today. All right. So while he's doing that, Quadrant, what would you like to do?
I either want to be looking for the second most important person here, or
Me?
the person, wow, or the person who might know the most about the current situation.
Me.
Okay.
I kind of want to gather information about this particular endeavor, like why this split happened, why we need to be going to this particular individual, what kind of power does he have? Is there someone more sympathetic to reuniting the elves than him, and maybe he just needs to be removed from the equation? Or would that particular action cause an even bigger rift?
Okay. All right. So first, I'm going to have you roll an investigation check.
Oh, D&D Beyond, why are you broken? You
Probably,
gotta...
probably because it's D&D Beyond, and they are Wizards of the Coast has just stepped in it time after
Well,
time.
I do a roll now and it's just lag. Lag.
Yeah. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Um,
I got a nat 1.
yeah. So, roll a percentile dice.
Oh no. How do I do that? There we go. D100?
Yep. D100.
And then...
/R. Yep, there you go. Hey.
that thing?
Yep.
Oh no, I rolled 2 of them, my bad.
That's okay. We're just going to take the 94. That's fine. Even though your investigation check was low, you're pretty upfront about what you're looking for, and most people tell you that General Vascalam is not necessarily against the Queen. However, he is very pragmatic as a general. He doesn't see if he can spare his soldiers from the battlefield by using someone else's soldiers who are happy and willing and not like being forced into it themselves, he will happily do so.
So he has his own troops.
Well,
But-
they all used to be part of the Royal Guard. The reason for the split is that General Vascalam is more than happy to let the necromancers that work with Ashvor send undead to fight for his to fight with his soldiers. And the Emerald Queen sees the undead as an abomination, and they must be stamped out altogether.
So the general is just going, we have additional practical troops here to fight a greater incursion threat
Mm-hmm.
without needing to expose our own troops to it. Like, these are undead, they're already kind of, hosed.
Yeah.
Why risk the lives of... Okay. I get it.
That's where that's the central point of the rift between the two of them. General Vascalam is almost as powerful as the Emerald Queen is. Not just politically, but in actual power as well. He is considered an archfey who, because of his love for his queen, chose not to go out and make his own kingdom. And you get the impression that they were very close friends before they were brought here to the material plane.
So we're also dealing with more like high elves than wood elves kind of thing?
Oh, these are not high elves. These are all fey elves. Everything in this city, the city existed in the fey realm before it was brought here to the material plane.
Okay.
Like, all of the elves here are actually from the Feywild. They are not your classical high elves or wood elves.
So are we Are we still in the same room, or did we leave to explore?
You guys are,
Well, I would have been exploring and talking
Yeah.
with as many people as possible.
Okay.
yeah,
Um.
and you're welcome to go wherever you like.
Okay. I want to go. Let's just start here. Is there anyone in here? What is this place?
That you go in and it is a bakery. You see loaves of bread, muffins, biscuits, some chips here and there. It smells very nice and very warm.
Nice.
And,
Is there anybody in there?
yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
You're fine.
You are met with this woman.
Hello, woman. Hello.
Well, hello dear. How can I help you?
We're just visiting. And I just came in because the smell was delicious from the outside. And I see you bake bread. Is there, do you have like those little muffins that have little, I don't know, like grain on top of them?
Of course. Would you like some?
Yes, please.
Okay. And
So-
she sets out some muffins. Actually,
Okay.
she pretty much the ones you're looking for, and she brings out the seasoning, and she goes, would you like some of this?
What is that?
This is it's well, we call it hag's sugar, and you sprinkle it on top of food, and it makes it sweeter. But it kind of gives you it kind of gives you an effect like you're drunk.
Oh, that sounds lovely, but not right now.
Okay.
But thank you. I will keep that in mind. And where do you get this special sugar?
Oh, it has to be brought in special. Like, it has to
Okay.
be. We don't have it here in the city, but it has to be harvested. It's not illegal or anything. It's
Oh, well, I
just,
was just curious in case I come across it again.
if you do, let me know, because I'm supposed to be the only supplier in all the valley.
Okay, sure. Do that. So I want to buy 4 muffins. Do I buy them or does she give them to me? Like,
No, you're gonna have to buy them. She is not
Okay.
giving this stuff away for free.
that's what I thought. So I want to get 4 muffins, so 1 for each of us.
Okay. So
Phew. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry.
Let's see.
bless you. That'll be 4 silver.
Okay, so I'm gonna give her that.
Okay.
All right, and then I'm gonna leave.
All right. Make sure you mark that off on your character sheet.
I will, and I'll head this way, and they can do something. They want to do something else.
Okay. We're gonna go with Jevitt now because he hasn't gone yet.
Yes.
Jevitt, do you know what you have planned, or do you know where you want to go?
Hello.
I think you're muted, Jevitt.
Oh no.
Nope, I just wanted to case each room.
Oh, yeah. This is an open tent. There's not like separate rooms there.
Okay, well then I will start out. She went that way, so I'll go the other way. I'll go all the way back here.
Okay.
Oh, what did I do? I messed up the screen. Go check out this building here.
Okay. And we met with this gentleman.
Fancy.
He smiles. He is in priestly robes. But he looks at you and says, "Welcome. My name is Callum, and this is my laboratory. And as you look around, you see that you're in an alchemist lab. There's vials and pops and a couple vats.
This is exactly what I was looking for. What are you working on here?
Well, I have a series of different things. And he goes to the first large vat, the one directly between you and him, and he goes, in here I'm working on some alchemist fire, and then this one over here, and he goes to the middle one, and he says, I'm working on some hag's bane, and the last one over there is a combination of explosive acidic poison.
What is this hag's bane?
When it explodes, it weakens creatures and people. They have trouble. They have trouble with their. It kind of separates the connection between the spirit and the mind, and interferes with it while they're breathing it in. Mechanically speaking, what it does is when it explodes, it gives people disadvantage on all their charisma checks and saves.
And can it be carried in like a regular vial and you just throw the vial? Is it volatile?
Yes, but you would need almost like a 6 ounce or 8 ounce vial to get something to last more than a couple seconds.
And I look around the room and for any vials that I might see around the room.
Okay.
Just at like a quick glance.
Yeah, you see different vials. There's some empty vials that are set on shelves. There are some filled vials, but each vial contains a different mixture of chemicals.
I'm something of an alchemist myself. Is there anything that you might need help with?
Yes, actually. And he walks over to this table. And he goes, I'm just getting my alchemy started, really. I'm more of an enchanter. But what I'm trying to do, and you see this table has a large enchanting rune carved into the top of it. And in the middle is a vial of some kind of glowing blue liquid. You're not really sure what it does. And he goes, I'm trying to enchant this vial so that it refills itself.
Do you have all the material that you think you need for it?
I do. It's just applying, because this chemical isn't used for that kind of thing. So applying the enchantment to the chemical is the problem that I've been running into.
Well, I can give it a shot for you. I can't guarantee anything, but
Well, if you can at least observe my enchantment ritual, and give me and help me understand, where I might be going wrong, that would be a great help.
absolutely.
Okay, I'm going to need you to give me a knowledge alchemy check.
A knowledge alchemy check.
Yeah. If you don't have it under your skills, just go with a straight intelligence.
Okay, alchemy. I forgot how I did this. Inventory. Got to go to.
If you have alchemical tools, you'll use
Yeah,
them.
I got it. Tool. Efficiency. Strength. This is going to be. What was it? Wisdom? Or intelligence? Okay, intelligence. Let's see. And there we go.
Awesome. Okay, so what you're figuring out is that the actual alchemical mixture itself is not properly mixed together.
Do I know what's wrong with it?
There's 1 or 2 ingredients missing.
Okay. Do I know which ingredients those would be?
You do, and what he's missing is he's missing a mana flower and a sapphire sage. But if he has those, you know how to fix the problem.
Okay. Well, I know the issue that you're having. I know what's wrong with it. If you don't mind, could I get a flask of that Heg's? What was it? Heg's brew? Heg's something?
Hag's Bane.
Heg's Bane for the information? I mean, it's a pleasure to help you either way, but it's something handy to have on my travels.
Make a persuasion check. Absolutely, I'd be happy to trade this. Yeah. If you can fix whatever the issue is, I'll get you that flask.
Okay, and I tell him the ingredients that he's missing in his vial.
Oh, okay. I have that. I was wondering why I had extra and I didn't have. And he kind of just scolds himself, but he gets you the flowers that you need. You still need to prepare those for him, but while you're doing that, he's going to get you the Hag's Bane flask.
All right. And I start doing the preparations.
Okay. Roll an alchemist supplies for me one more time.
Same thing?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm still waiting for it. There it goes. I was still waiting. Oh. Oh no.
I tripped as I was doing it.
So here's what happens. In your excitement, you get the impression that you could probably rush this and just combine the two together and then add it to the flask. When you do so, it destroys his alchemical formula.
Oh.
He comes back with a flask of Hag's Bane and goes, "What? Why is that file? Why is that file filled with black liquid? It's not supposed to be black."
No, it's not. It appears I've made a mistake.
Do
you have the supplies to recreate this?
No, I'll have to go out and get them. If you would be willing to help, I will still give you the flask.
It's the least I can do. And I go out and help him.
Yep. So, and in this process, he gives you a flask of Hag's Bane. He gives you a potion bottle filled with 12 ounces of Hag's Bane.
Nice.
If it explodes, I'll have to give you the stuff later. But the idea is the more direct contact you can give to them, the longer the effect will be. Okay. So while you're out doing that, Quadrant, we're going to come back to you.
Mm-hmm. So
Um,
I'm still
oh,
out
go
about gathering information, kind of
Mm-hmm.
trying to make some allies here and there.
Yep. Where would you like to go, sir?
Hmm. Well, basically, have I figured out who is second in command, sort of?
There's really not, from what you understand, General Bascalam doesn't have like a second in command.
No, I mean here.
Oh, here. Um, no. In fact, they're very secretive about who's in charge of what. And the more you ask about it, you notice the more the guards seem to be paying attention to you.
Oh dear. Well, that's problematic.
From the stories you've been told, you get the impression that after the general left with his group, most of what the queen did was just put people on guard and closed off the city from most visitors.
Interesting that we were allowed here then, or even requested to be here.
You're welcome. Backstory.
Okay, well, since I'm starting to get the guards' attention, which is not necessarily a good thing,
Mm-hmm.
maybe I should tone back my information gathering. Like, are they starting to treat me with an air of suspicion, or like downright they're investigating my movements?
Just kind of an air of suspicion. It's kind of like you're. It's kind of like you just walked into town, and you're asking like, "Who's the chief deputy under the sheriff?" And you're kind of asking that around, like a really small town, where everyone kind of knows each other already.
Fair. Okay. So, we know why the split's happening. We know what the queen wants. We need to talk to the general himself to find out his position on it. And we kind of need to not piss anyone off. Well, I really hope nobody's stealing anything. Alright, I have a plan forming for how to approach the general in the situation. If his loyalties are still with the queen, then it's just his operational thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I have a way to make it work that everyone is happy, in theory. But in order for me to approach him with it, I don't want to have to do a giant back and forth. So I'm going to try and meet with the queen. Solo.
Okay. Alright. So you're gonna walk up here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This gentleman.
That is a lot of blades.
And this woman.
Good lord. Walking armories.
Look at you and go, "Can we help you?"
My party was summoned here to do a mission for the Queen. I wish to discuss the parameters of that mission with her.
We will bring you inside. Please wait, or we tell you to wait.
That's easy.
They open the door and they bring you just in here.
Just boop.
Yep. After you're brought in, one goes to get the queen, the other one steps back outside where you met them originally.
Not gonna lie, I've got one eyebrow just slightly raised as they did not disarm me.
The queen walks out.
Mm-hmm.
She stands here. She smiles and goes, I understand you wish to speak with me.
I would. My party and myself will obviously take up the charge you are giving us, and we'll do whatever we can to help reunify the two groups.
And you believe you have a solution to that.
I'm hoping.
Okay. I'm listening.
From my understanding, there wasn't a truly deep schism between you and the general. It is more, or rather, he would be welcomed back should he abandon his current plan of how to deal with the demonic incursions, correct?
Absolutely.
So there is no animosity, you just disagree with his methodology.
There are some aspects of animosity. I cannot simply forget that not only did he go against my orders, he went against our beliefs and our tenets, then disobeyed me, left our entire city nearly completely unprotected as almost every soldier went with him.
But should he come back into the fold, it would not be like he'd be arrested on sight, or there'd be an armed confrontation.
Oh, no. The documents given to your group earlier explained that a full pardon and a welcome back for not only himself, but all of his soldiers would be included in the reuniting of our two groups.
Once reunited, what would you do? Would you continue to campaign against the demons, or would you go back to the Feywilds?
We would prefer to go back to the Feywilds, but we have no way to go back there.
One quest at a time. Okay. I have... From my understanding, the general is doing what he is doing as a way to prevent a loss of elven lives. Rather than have your own people be the frontline soldiers, utilizing the necromancers and their undead as a negative means to an end kind of thing. And if he were to stop doing that, the pardon happens. If I had a way to convince him, or rather, if he abandoned that, would you then end up fighting a war on two fronts, fighting the undead and the demons? Or would it be possible to just allow the two enemies of yours to fight each other and sit back?
I would be more than happy to establish a protective front between here and the town you know as Thistlebush. I am quite content on letting my enemies slaughter each other. I have no intention of wasting the lives of my people.
Then truly there's no reason for the general to be allied with him, unless they know something you don't, and I find that very hard to believe. But I have a theory now that the necromancers, may be in possession of some means to help send you all back to the Feywilds, and that could be why he is allied with them. I would like to investigate this, as well as my thought process of just having the general sever his alliance and then letting the two sides beat the crap out of each other. I'm wondering, have you already tried this dialogue, though?
No. And while I see your thought process and understand it, I will say that if the necromancers have anything to keep the general beholden to them, I don't know. And as you said, I know quite a bit. And you see one of the glowing butterflies kind of float over by, and it floats by her ear for just a moment, and she kind of leans in, like almost like someone's whispering in her ear. And she tilts her head back, and then the butterfly flies off.
I know many a Thieves Guild leader or otherwise information gatherer that would jump at the chance to have that.
It is best suited to keep my people safe. Knowledge is power.
Knowledge is indeed power. My group and I will travel to the general and do our best to bring him back, I guess. We have pressing matters that demand our attention immediately, but we will make this a very high priority, if that is all right.
I don't expect any kind of immediate results. However, your temperament is encouraging, and your thought process leads me to believe that if you don't have an answer now, you can certainly find one when the time comes.
All right. I believe my companions would like to leave in the morning. We are welcome to spend the night here.
Of course. There is an
Thank you.
innkeeper beside. There is an inn beside the tent where we had our audience. And again, your group is welcome to explore and take in all the sights of our fair city. We appreciate your visitation. We haven't had visitors for quite some time.
Is that because people don't know where you are, or you've just not wanted visitors?
We have to be very cautious. Originally, when we came to this, or when we were pulled here from the Feywild, we did allow many visitors. However, the demons and devils can shapeshift into various mortal bodies. And after finding several, we carefully vet everyone that comes through here. Your friend Daniela was already known to us as some of my more let's say, rowdy children had encountered her before.
Then we will be off in the morning, and when we return, we will have an answer for you one way or the other with the general. And maybe more understanding of why he did what he did.
I thank you for your efforts. Please, I hope you and your group enjoy your stay in the forest.
Thank you.
And with that, she walks back.
That's my cue to leave. Or do I need to wait to be escorted out?
Nope, you can leave. You're left in the room alone.
I guess I'll go back to where we started.
Okay.
And wait for everyone else to show up.
Okay. Daniela, what did you do?
Me? I'm just going from shop to shop. So I'm at this one. This I'm here.
Okay.
No. So what is this?
This appears to be a sorry, I'm trying to remember the name of it. It's basically a pottery.
Pottery. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And this is the woman.
Oh, she's very lovely. What does she have in her hand? Are you sure it's pottery? It's like I can't remember. Is it the cheese shop?
Play cookies.
You know what?
Cookies.
It's a tea shop. That's what we're going to
It's
call it. It's a tea
tea
shop. And she's got tiny little biscuits that she also sells.
Tea and elves.
And she got it from her neighbor, the baker.
Lovely. Does the tea shop have a name? I'm very curious now. Come on.
The tea shop is called the Boiled Root.
The boiled root. Oh. Nice. This isn't a tavern. This is a tea shop. I'm sorry, I was looking for the tavern.
Oh, honey, you want the other side of it.
Okay. Oh, those biscuits look lovely. Did they come from next door?
They did, actually.
Oh, she's a very nice person.
Oh, she's such a sweetheart.
Oh. Do you happen to have any healing teas?
No.
Hmm.
You can usually go to the alchemist for healing.
Okay.
However, I do have things for nerves, and you seem a bit on edge here in town.
Slightly. You haven't seen any pixies flying around, have you? Because they're evil creatures.
They're not evil, honey. They're just mischievous.
Hmm. Well, I think some tea for anxiety, because I do have a friend who is very anxious a lot. Maybe it will help calm him down as well.
I have just the thing.
Great.
And she comes back with a bag, and inside the bag are small tea bags, and they're filled with, and it's a scent you don't recognize, but she hands it to you. This will be 5 silver, and this is called sleep root.
Will this put him to sleep?
No, it will
Okay.
make him. It helps people relax. It's called sleep root because a lot of people use it to help them sleep at night if they have issues staying awake. But it's also very good for lowering anxiety.
Oh, okay. And
It's just pure ketamine.
You said it was 5 silver.
Yes.
Okay. I'll take that. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Oh, it's very nice to meet you.
And she kind of runs her hands through your hair, just absent-mindedly. You have such beautiful hair.
Thank you. Alright, I'm gonna be going now. Bye.
Well, have a
I'm
wonderful
leaving.
day.
Okay.
I could just see Daniela now. I'm leaving. I'm walking out. Nope.
Okay.
Nope. She touched my hair. That
I know.
was way too much.
Nobody touches my hair. I want to go here. What's this place?
Inside, you see the first non-elf in the city that you've met.
Wow.
As this woman
Wow. I want a better tail.
comes around with her very fluffy tail and
Oh
smiles at you.
Lord.
Well, good evening. My name is Ivory.
You're not an elf.
No, I'm a kitsune.
Huh. Well, it's nice to meet you.
The pleasure's mine. Can I help you? And as you look around, you realize you're in a restaurant.
Oh, I am?
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, nice. No, but do you take reservations?
Reservation?
Yeah. So I have a party of 4. Like, is there a certain time you guys like? Do we?
No, we're open pretty much all day and into the night.
Okay. And what's the name of the place again?
This place?
Mm-hmm.
This place is the Roasted Quail.
Okay. Okay. And I'm sorry. Your name again? I forgot. I'm
My name's
Absolutely.
Ivory.
Avery. It's very nice to meet you. I will probably come back with my friends, because they will probably be hungry later.
I certainly
So.
hope so.
Hey. Alright, I'm gonna go now. Bye. Um,
She smiles and waves.
she's very lovely. Does anybody else want to do anything? Do we actually run into each other at any chance in this city?
You at this point have seen Jevit walking around the alchemist shop. He is walking around with what appears to be a priest, and they look to be looking for something in the tall grass, almost like they've lost something.
Oh, I'm not going to bother them because that just looks important.
Yeah, and you saw Quadrin as you were leaving here, exiting the castle.
Okay. Well, I'm going to talk to Quadrin because I want to know what he was doing in there.
Okay.
So I'll go this way. I can't move Quadrin.
You're going in the wrong direction.
Which way is the castle?
Oh, no. You saw him coming out, but he's back at the tent by this point.
Oh, okay. I didn't run into him.
No. He was passing by as you were coming out.
Oh, okay. Okay. So I will go back to the tent.
Okay.
Hey Quadrin, what have you been doing?
Investigating.
Oh. You were at the castle, I see?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. And, what were you doing in there? Did you find out about the pixies?
You have an unhealthy obsession with pixies.
They're evil creatures.
No, they're not.
if you say so. Oh, so I found a bakery. Look, I have a muffin for you. I'm gonna give you the muffin. I thought it would make you feel better.
You know the Muffin Man?
No, but she's a lady and she's very nice. Here you go, have a muffin. As I'm now thinking, I should have bought that special sugar to go on top for Quadrant. He probably could have used it. Um, and is Spica in the tent as well?
Yes. Spica is yelling at his sword right
Okay.
now. As you two were having your conversation, he was like, "No, no, we're not doing that. What do you mean? Don't talk to me that way." But that's all you hear. You literally just hear his side of whatever argument he's having, and nothing else.
Okay. Nice.
Such an
Someone,
odd little man.
yeah, he is. But I think I have something that might help him later. So, is there like a fire? Like, can I make can I make tea for him?
Yeah, there's a small area where you can set a kettle.
Okay, so I'm gonna do that while he's yelling. And I make him tea, and with the tea I got, and I'll give him that and the muffin, and tell him, "Here, I found this for you." Or, "I found some tea I thought you might like, and I bought this muffin because I looked delicious, and I wanted you to try it."
Oh,
Is that tea what I think it is?
What do you mean? It's just tea. Just tea. Would you like
All
some?
right.
well,
No, I think I will not.
what do you think it is?
Yeah, what do you think it is?
Something
just-
that may help you.
Oh,
And he's like,
well, all tea
okay."
helps you.
He pours himself a cup. He eats the muffin and drinks the tea.
Okay.
After a few moments, you see him visibly relax, and he lays on a couple of pillows, pulls his arm under one, and just kind of dozes off.
You think that was too much tea? Should have
No,
not soaked it as much.
I think he has been needing something like that for quite a while now.
Okay, so if you're hungry, I found a place that makes food here, and we could all go together.
We have been most welcome to. And I have a plan for our next moves.
Okay, and we could discuss that there or here. And
Once we have everyone in the same place and
not asleep.
conscious.
Okay.
I don't know where Jevip's gotten off to. So it looks like it's just the two of us for the moment.
Oh yeah, I saw him walking around the city earlier with
I saw
a
him
gentleman.
walking around everywhere.
Yeah, it looks like he was trying to help somebody find something in some bushes. Maybe it was a small animal. I don't know.
Perhaps.
But you know how Jebip likes the small animals.
Yes.
Maybe he was hungry. So I don't know if you want to go explore the other side of the city with me.
It would be nice to take a little walk around.
Okay.
Without any pressing business to attend to.
Okay, so where do you want to go now?
I'm following your lead.
Okay. Let's go here really quick. I don't know where the door is. Is it here?
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Okay. I'm assuming this is a forgery or armory?
It is a blacksmith and armory.
Or a blacksmith, yes. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hello.
Oh, hello there.
Hello.
How are you doing?
We're
I was
fine.
under the impression that this was a blacksmith shop, yet you have vials upon vials of things. You almost look like an alchemist, sir.
Make an insight check. Both of you.
a blacksmith. Definitely a blacksmith. Definitely a
Hey.
blacksmith.
Oh yes, the vials they actually help make it easier to forge some of the different tools and weapons I make. And some of them are magical enchantments, so I have to pour them onto the pieces as I'm making them.
Hmm.
Interesting. Do you get a lot of the special metals here that are found? Do people bring them to you to have weapons made?
Sometimes I'm familiar with Valentine and Altadine and I I'm fairly familiar with Corium as well.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
And how long does it take to make any of your special pieces? Like, does it take days or weeks, months?
It depends.
Depending.
It depends. Sometimes days, sometimes weeks. Weapons usually take a couple days. Armor pieces obviously take a little bit longer. But
What about the enchantments?
it depends on the enchantment. I mean, as you
I have.
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, he's kind of looking around a little nervously and goes, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to close shop. Can you come back tomorrow?
Sure.
Okay, I'm trying to
What's the-
figure out why he got squirrely all of a sudden.
Do we see anything around the room, or?
Mm-mm.
Yes.
You guys can
Will you
roll one more insight check.
$16.
Okay, so as you guys are looking him over, right after he says that, if the first thing that hits you is, well, this is kind of early to be shutting the forge down, and then you look him over. He's not wearing any smithing equipment.
Yeah, he's got a bare chest.
And he has an open bag where it appears he's been putting vials of alchemical potion.
So, what time do you open tomorrow?
Oh, Daniela, no, honey, you guys have caught a thief in the middle of.
I know.
stealing
Yeah.
I'm
stuff.
trying to
Yeah.
distract him while Quadrant
So-
does his thing.
Tell me, friend Smith, what is the best way to taper a blade?
Oh, you have to elongate it, and then you file it down to a sharp point. Young lady, I open up just before sunrise in the morning. If the two of you would love to come back, I would really appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so do you have an apprentice that works with you? Because I know most blacksmiths would have an apprentice.
Well, a master smith would.
Oh, that's
One who
true.
works
Are
with
you a master
enchantments
smith?
and
Oh, really?
Corium of all things.
Oh, yes,
Impressive.
definitely.
But funnily enough, are you having a day of light work? We didn't hear much going on before we came inside.
Make a deception check.
Who, him or me?
Quadrant.
$15.
As you say that, you see his eyes kind of go wide for a second, and he turns and runs, and then leaps out of the window.
I'm going after him.
Okay.
I'm casting haste.
Okay.
I follow, but
Zoom.
I'll run to there.
He is getting up, and you're suddenly there. You're like, ah! What? No.
As one professional to another, your act needs some work.
You're a professional? You don't look professional.
That's the point.
No, this is the point. And he draws a dagger. And he's
Yeah.
like,
I'm just going to unsheath the rune blade and point it directly at him. And be like, I think you want to drop that, son. I've already outmaneuvered you. I've outthought you. I can definitely outfight you. Whatever you've taken, leave behind and scurry away. I want to roll intimidation, please.
Yes, I'll make an intimidation check.
Ah, that was good speech, too. I really hope I don't fuck this up.
One.
If I roll a 1, I still get a 10, by the way.
Jeff, I love your enthusiasm.
26!
He looks at you and he
Drop
he
the knife.
Yeah, he immediately drops the knife and says, "You got me."
Whatever you took, leave behind and go.
You see him pick up the bag that he was carrying, and he lifts it off his shoulders, and you hear the clink of probably about 40 vials. This guy was in here for a minute before you guys just came waltzing in like you owned the place, and he was definitely not prepared for that.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
He sets it on the ground, and he scurries off.
Hold on.
Huh?
I
What?
have 3 words for you in the future. Friendly advice. Quick and quiet. Don't stick around too long. Grab what you want and go.
That was a lot more than 3 words, but okay.
Run away.
He takes off running.
I'm like, why are you letting him go? What are you doing?
It
Nothing was
doesn't
to-
matter. He makes it all of 15 feet before the 2 guards at the gate stop him.
He's not our
Are you
problem.
gonna?
And no
are you
crime
gonna-
was truly committed if nothing was actually taken. Let's bring back inside what was in this bag.
And what?
we'll
Put
find
it on the table?
Why not? Hell,
Well,
the black-
then we don't want them to think we stole it. Look,
We're
I'm a
not.
guest here. You're a
The
guest
guards-
here.
The guards definitely saw what just happened. We're fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plus,
You
now
guys-
the blacksmith is up a dagger. I think that's technically profit for him.
A very poor dagger, but I'm sure he can work with it.
And even in scrap metal to tinker with.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna put everything so nothing's rolling off the table in a nice little thing there. Maybe leave a note. Like,
Okay.
saw someone trying to walk out with this. Made sure it didn't happen.
Okay.
And I'm going to leave.
Okay. Sounds good. You guys hear like, there you are, Tom. We've been looking for you.
Oh no.
It wasn't me this time, I swear.
Are you sure this isn't what's his face? He's dreaming, right? He's sleeping. This isn't his incarnation of a friend. Like,
No.
okay. So where do you want to go now?
I don't know. That was plenty entertaining. Where to next?
I don't know. Let's go see what else we can do.
Okay.
You just
well-
want me leaping out of windows again, don't you?
What? Yes, I do. Oh, yeah.
Okay, while you guys are figuring that out, Jevin, you and the priest have finally gotten that file done.
Okay. Well, is there anything else you need help with?
He looks exhausted and is like, no.
Well, it was a pleasure working with you, and thank you for the Hag's Mead. Is there anything you want me to keep an eye out for while we're on our journeys? We're bound to end up back here at some point.
Just anything that you could think would be useful in alchemy. I wish I could say it was nice meeting you too, but you ruined like 3 days worth of work and like 400 gold worth of ingredients.
But now you can make the thing that you wanted to make that you couldn't figure out. So it's a wash. Wish I could have been more help. I apologize for that.
He lowers his head, shaking it, and just points at the door.
And I walk out. And I go check out this building, stick my head in there.
That is... It's almost like a small grocer, but it's just for like vegetables.
Yep. Nope. There's no worms or grubs on the counters.
Nope.
Okay. Stick my head in that door.
You are looking at a storage room now.
Is there anybody in there?
Nope.
Go in and check it out, see what's in there.
Just very, very, very basic supplies. Like most of the stuff is like grains and wheats. This is where This is where they keep like the foodstuffs for food preparation later.
No, don't need any of that. I'll stick my head in this door.
The kitsune looks at you and smiles. Well, hello.
Hello. Looks like a restaurant.
Indeed. Are you hungry?
Well, not at the moment, but I may be back.
I look forward to it. Perhaps you're with that young lady that came by here.
Possibly. What was their name?
She didn't get it.
Well,
Wait.
it's possible.
Did you introduce yourself, Daniela?
I haven't told anybody my name in town.
No.
Just like, hi.
Hi. Hi. Who are you? Oh, that's nice. My name. Why do you need to know that? That's none of your business, but I appreciate you asking.
Exactly.
Is there any, like, broken glass in this alleyway?
Yes. Yes, as you
Go
walk
on.
by, you do see broken glass in the alleyway.
Huh. Okay. Go over and poke my head in this door.
Empty forge.
Anything that, like, draws attention?
Make an investigation
Besides the
check.
broken...
Maybe the big bag of alchemical ingredients.
Yeah, you see a big bag of alchemical potions just sitting on a table with a note sitting beside them.
Swear to God.
I look both ways to see if anybody is looking at me,
Son of a bitch.
and I sneakily slide inside.
Roll me a stealth check.
One. Goes both ways, motherfucker.
11.
Okay. You slide in. Are you taking the bag?
No.
Okay.
Grab like 3 random potions and just.
3 random potions.
Oh
Yep.
no.
I'm gonna need 3 percentile checks.
Oh no.
What is that? R/D100?
/R
Oh, okay.
space 1D100.
Wait, you want. Oh, okay, 1.
Okay. That's the first one. Oh, okay. Okay. You're pretty sure you got at least 3 of the most valuable potions, and definitely you got the most valuable potion in the bag.
Nice.
This better not come back to bite us in the ass.
Well, that's why I didn't take the whole bag.
Okay, where are you going now?
I'm going to slide on out. Look both ways, leave no trace.
As you slide out and you look to your left, you see Daniela and Quadrant speaking to one another.
Not looking this way?
Nope, not looking towards you.
Okay. And then I will make my way this way, trying to be quiet, but nonchalantly, like they would notice if I was trying to be quiet.
Okay. Quadrant, Daniela, make perception checks.
Yeah, we'll make those.
Okay. Already
Is
stopped
that
one
right?
thief today.
Damn it. I don't see anything.
18.
I
What
must
do
be,
my
you must be standing
keen
in front
orc
of me.
ears tell me?
Jevip, I'm going to need you to roll a stealth check.
Yes.
You're only going to see that I was walking behind you.
We'll see. I'm kind of coming out of nowhere.
Ooh. Ooh.
Remember, I'm every bit a thief as you are, if not better.
Not by our rolls, you're not.
I'm
I
sorry.
got a
I'm sorry.
+7.
What?
What do you got?
For stealth?
Yeah.
+6.
So who's the thief?
That is training. Half of everything in life is luck.
So, Quadrant, you're talking to Daniela,
Mm-hmm.
and she's kind of talking your ear off. And out of the corner of your eye, you see Jevip just kind
Mediocrity?
You see Jevip just
Sorry,
kind of
that was
stroll out of the forge like he owns the place.
Wait, you said nobody saw me come out of the forge. The check was to see if they saw me sneaking between the buildings the other way to not be noticed.
Yeah, but I know how this game is played.
So
I can figure that out.
he's not looking at you when he sees you. Like his head's not turned. You're pretty sure he's looking at Daniela, but you're far enough away. You can't see that his eyes are looking at you out of the corner of them.
Oh, okay. Does he say anything?
I don't know.
So
No.
I notice him acting shifty.
Yeah, You notice him coming out of the forge, out of the corner of your eye, and then he kind of walks around. Looks like he's interested in the tea shop and possibly the bakery.
But is he acting nonchalantly or trying to act nonchalantly?
No, he's acting pretty nonchalant.
I still don't like it. As far as, because Daniela and I just left the forge. We know no one else is in there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, nobody else.
Well, you don't know that it just got robbed.
No, I saw some broken glass though, on my way through. But you don't know I saw the broken glass, I guess. Yep, I'm on my way to the tea shop that I don't know
Yeah.
is a tea shop.
I'm going to make my way over to him.
Okay. Okay, so you make your way over to him. Daniela, you're watching Quadrant just turn and walk off.
Daniela, I apologize. I need to handle
Like,
something.
in mid-conversation. He's being very rude at this moment.
No.
Heck,
What rude.
To you,
no, I thought we were good.
We,
Oh, look, it's Javik. Hey,
Yes.
Javik. Did
Hey.
you find that small animal you were looking for with your friend there in the village, in the city?
No, he needed a potion that he was crafting, and I was trying to help him. Screwed it up a little bit, so we went to go find some herbs, and I helped him finish it off.
I thought you were hungry and looking for a small animal. Sorry.
I was looking for worms while I was out there, too.
Oh, okay. Where are you going? We
I
were
was
going to
checking
go
out
over
the buildings.
here. And, oh.
Making my way around the town.
Did you
well,
find anything you like in the blacksmith shop?
Nobody was in there. Saw some broken glass in the alley there.
Mm-hmm.
Stepped into the blacksmith shop for a second, and nobody was there. Stepped out. And now I'm headed over to the... whatever this building is.
And what's that clinking in your backpack?
All my stuff.
Is it now?
Since when do you carry stuff?
Always. I am a crafter.
Maybe he's got worms in there. I wouldn't touch it.
They don't clink. Yet. I usually eat them before they get to that point.
Well, I'm just hoping that you popping into the blacksmith shop doesn't annoy our hosts.
I would hope so, too. I mean, somebody should be in there, really. But I'm not trying to cause a scene here. Just checking out the places.
All right. Well, we should meet up anyways and wake up our friend. I have a plan for us.
Did we get the quest figured out?
Sort of.
Okay. Have you guys been in the two buildings right here? Do you know what they are?
This is a bakery, and the other one is a tea shop.
Okay, I don't really need those. What about the two buildings across from us over
Over across, we were just heading that way.
I think those are the only two I haven't seen yet.
Oh, would you like to go with us?
Yeah. I'll come take a look.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Which one am I gonna go first? The big one?
Doesn't matter to me.
So what's in here? I hope that's a door.
oh yeah,
Just phase through the wall.
just
Jump through the window.
just
Hi,
move
I'm
the wall. Hey, how you doing?
Here.
So in this shop is this individual.
Oh, no.
Why, greetings. It's a pleasure to meet you all. Can I be of assistance?
Is everyone in this place armed?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I haven't met so many daggers since...
Everyone except the blacksmith.
Even the blacksmith was armed.
Was he?
Well,
Well,
momentarily.
the thief and the blacksmith was armed, but yeah.
I haven't met this many people carrying daggers or swords, and never mind.
You carry a dagger and a sword, don't you? At
Yes.
least a dagger. See, it's not uncommon.
When you're inside a walled city and you live there, you don't usually have weapons on standby.
Well, you don't really live in a land like this either, with devils and undead fighting each other all around you. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I didn't mean to argue in front of you with my friend.
The patron is just can I help you?
We were just exploring the city and seeing what shops there were in case we needed to get some wares for our journey. We've already visited the tea shop and the bakery. Very lovely. And we stopped by the restaurant.
Fantastic. Do you have need of any of my ale?
Ooh, ale? I love ale. Sure. We could take a bottle of ale with us.
Okay.
Couldn't we,
A
Quadrant?
bottle?
A bottle? I don't know, a cast? I'm not carrying it. Javik.
I don't even drink.
We'll take a flagon. No,
Thank you.
not a flagon. A cask. A cask.
I'm not carrying it.
Isn't that what you brought me around for?
Sure. Yes. That's what we would like, please.
Okay.
Oh, and by the way, my name's Danielle.
Ah,
Yeah, I'm Daniela. This here is Quadrant, and this friend of
Greetings.
ours is Javik.
I am Tashala-san. It's a pleasure
Oh.
to meet
It's very nice to meet you too.
you. One of the first things you notice about this individual is he is a drow. He is not a Feywild elf.
Didn't want to say anything.
I have many beers. Do any of you want some ale? You'll have to pay by the cask or the keg,
Mm-hmm.
as I'm not a tavern, and I don't sell individual drinks.
That is fine. Since it sounds like it would only be me and Daniela drinking, a small cask would be alright. Daniela, what sort of flavors do you enjoy in a beverage?
I don't have a preference really.
Out of character question for the DM: what season are we in right now?
With you being this deep in the Feywild, it is
Irrelevant.
well. In the Feywild, it feels like spring, but you guys are definitely in mid-autumn, and the rest of the
Mid-autumn.
yeah.
Okay.
Would he know? I mean, would they have they'd have an idea of the seasons, right? So we could ask for anything seasonal right now.
Yeah, you could.
Okay. Yeah, we'll take that then. Well, whatever is in season and.
Okay. He goes through and he kind of goes through the different kegs that are over here. and walks over, picks up a smaller cask, and pats it and hands it to you. That'll be 2 gold.
Okay. So I'll give him the gold then.
Okay. All right. Are you guys gonna head back to the tent now, or did you have somewhere else you wanted to go?
Going back to the tent now seems correct. I mean, we've got 3 out of 4 group members.
Still got one more building.
There's one more building.
One more building? Okay, we'll go to the building.
Yeah, pop that into that one really fast.
Okay.
Where's
Why
the
not?
door on this one? Is it here?
Which one?
With this one here. The door.
Oh, the door's on the opposite end, but that
Right here.
appears to be an inn.
Oh, it is an inn. Isn't this
I don't-
where we're supposed to be staying?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh. Then let's go to the inn.
Okay. So, you guys come in.
Mhm.
There are 2 elves. They look to be soldiers. They turn to you and go, "Welcome. Please make yourselves at home. We will have dinner and drinks in about half an hour."
Seems good to me.
And-
Give me just a second. I'm gonna go grab a drink real fast.
Okay.
Okay.
And we'll pause here for like bio breaks or drinks, whatever you guys want to do. We'll be back in like 3 to 5 minutes.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Does that mean the recording's paused?
You
Did
can test
everyone
it.
scatter?
A bunch of bad shit.
I hope so.
Dude!
What?
Not you.
Oh.
Catfish.
You had to have known that was going to happen as soon as you left a bag of crap unattended in the room with a robber that just happened, so it can't be blamed on anybody.
But why? You're killing me, Smalls.
I got a +7 on stealth. I got to use it.
You don't have to steal everything that's not locked down.
I also have a +7 on sleight of hand. I was actually needed to go to the blacksmith, talk to the blacksmith. I always got my materials. I can always say they were fell in the alley or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, wasn't that bag?
Can't take you anywhere.
Didn't it have like 100 in that bag?
40.
Yeah.
I'll be back.
Plus, I'm chaotic neutral. I kind of have to.
No, you don't.
Chaotic neutral, I kind of do. If it benefits my character, I kind of got to do it. I'd almost have to be lawful good not to.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Alright, are we ready to continue?
I believe so.
Okay. So, by this point, it's late in the evening.
One of us should probably go collect the sleeper.
Do what?
Daniela made some lovely tea earlier. You should try it, Jevit.
Oh, I'm okay.
You sure?
Alright. Yeah, no, it's not an issue to get Spica. Does your group have anything they want to do before they eat dinner and bed down for the night?
How is the room situation set up?
It's really just like, it's kind of like just a large living area with beds set along the walls.
Mm.
Does anyone have anything they want to do? Or are you guys good?
Good. Is it just us in here, or are there other random people here too?
There's a couple elves, but that's about it. It seems like most everyone in the city has lived here for long enough that they all have a home together too.
Are they like bunk beds or just like single beds?
They're single beds, twins, just enough for one person.
Hmm.
So,
Uh,
go ahead.
Is this where we're staying, by the way?
Yes.
Okay. So do they have places for us?
There's random beds kind of strewn out, but there's nothing like
Hmm.
there's nothing like in the say of like a private room for
Okay.
anyone.
So we're doubling up.
Yeah.
You're not staying on my bed. You can sleep on the floor.
What part of... Never mind.
Sorry, I just came into the conversation. I'm sorry. I had bio break. Okay, I'm back.
Okay. So, you guys get your long rest in. The early start of the next day comes. What do you do?
Well,
Oh,
I
go
thought
ahead.
like over the course of the night we would open the cask, have a nice time.
Oh, you guys can totally do that. Actually, I got a great idea. Okay. So,
It's a drinking game.
yeah, it is. So, you guys sit around the table, and Spica says, "You know what? I got an idea for a game. And he pulls out a set of dice. Everyone has a d20. He goes, so what we're going to do is we're all going to roll. Whoever rolls highest gets to ask a question of whoever rolls lowest. And they have to answer honestly.
I remember this one.
So.
That was a different campaign, I think.
Yeah, it was. So once it's asked, everyone takes a drink. And then, depending on how drunk you get, some questions get pretty crazy. But anyway, he picks up his die after he's handed everyone theirs. Everybody roll.
I don't drink,
You do tonight.
but I'll watch everybody.
You can play. You don't have to drink, but you can play.
Not sure that's a good idea for Teva.
Oh, how bad could it be?
Spike will roll to 15. What's everyone else rolling?
So
Sit.
I'm rolling a D100 or D20?
A d20.
It's R dash or slash D.
Slash /R 1d20.
That did not work.
You said /R.
Yep.
Oh, hold on.
What if my